Today I'm going to be telling you guys about fishing. Not just one kind of fishing, but three. First kind of fishing I'm going to be telling you guys about is called spin cast fishing, is a technical term, but me and my buddies like to call it bass fishing. In other words, it's kind of a heavier rod and reel combo and thicker line, and it's a faster pace most of the time, kind of depending on the weather. Kind of baits you like to use for bass fishing are the plastic worms, spinner baits, buzz baits, crankbaits, and swim baits. It all depends on how you fish them. Spinner baits are a fast pace, always reeling. So are buzz baits, but buzz baits stay on top of the water. It's a top water bait. What a top water bait does is it kind of gets the fish's attention. So if it sees it on top, it'll come up, hit it, set the hook, got a fish. Spinner baits, for instance, are pretty much the same thing as a buzz bait, but they go underwater and they make vibrations under the water, and it almost makes the fish mad. The fish will come up, hit it. There you go. For our worms, prefer our plastic worms. It's a good, easy fish-like worms. Pretty much you jig it in the water, and it makes motion, and there's food. Set the hook. There you go. The best time to fish for bass is it's in the morning and dusk. They'll feed all day. Bass is always open for a meal, but the most active time is morning and dusk. While spin cast fishing though, bass are not the only kind of fish you will catch. Northern pike are another big one you can catch while spin cast fishing. Those are the two main ones that me and my friends most of the time encounter while we're out fishing. So my second kind of fishing, I'm going to go straight to pan fishing. Panfish consist of bluegill and crappie. That's a bluegill. They're not really big fish. They're more just a smaller to just mediocre, good size, about the size of my hand. Probably the maximum weight for a bluegill is about 5 pounds. I mean, that's huge, like really big. But ways to fish it is you take a worm, smaller, lighter rod and reel, smaller hooks, toss it out. Everybody here know what a bobber is? Yes? Alright. Most of the time I use a bobber. I don't know, that's how we usually fish them. Bobber, worm, or bobber, and take, artificial flies and everything, and you just jig it, and it'll come up, bobber goes down, set the hook. You have bluegill or crappie. We go to crappie, last one. That's a crappie. It's another kind of panfish. Panfish are pretty much just a lot smaller, a lot better to eat, I think. Just more edible, and that's about it for that. Now, ice fishing. Ice fishing I left for last because it's a combo of you can't really spin cast fishing, but you can catch anything under the ice. Doesn't matter, you can catch from panfish to sturgeon. It does not matter. It's limitless. Some safety tips on the ice are, they say 3 inches of ice is like A-okay to go. I like to wait to about 5. How I check that is you go out and it's called a spud. It's a big metal rod with it almost looks like a spear, and you go up and just chip it in and check the depth. I don't feel like falling through. First thing you gotta do is you gotta find yourself a good spot. Take an auger. I like to use an 8-inch auger, or 6 sometimes. It's just pretty much a giant drill. You drill it right through the ice, you have a hole. And poles aren't usually like your normal, if anybody's ever not seen an ice fishing pole, it's about that long, usually for panfish. Normal fishing poles, about as tall as me sometimes, but they're not very big because you don't need to cast. You just drop it down in the hole, find a good depth where the fish are, do a little bit of jigging, there's your fish. By jigging, I mean like moving it and doing that, because I know some people are confused when I said that. Colors matter on your jig colors, or the bait color. I don't know. I like to use a lighter color, light green. But I don't know. A lot of people say dark color, dark day, dark color. Like if it's cloudy out, like right now, I use a darker one. But I don't know. I don't really believe in that. Pretty much around here, what we ice fish for is crappie, bluegill, sometimes perch. I don't know. But a lot of the times, bass and pike are caught on tip ups. A tip up is it's kind of like It's got like 4 prongs that sit up over the hole. It's got a flag on it. It's got line, and you put some bait on it, and it swims. Either a bass or pike will come up and bite it. When they bite it, the flag will pop up, and you reel it in. And that's all you can get almost out of the ice. But today I've told you about pan fishing. I told you about spin cast fishing, and I told you about ice fishing. Told you what kind of baits you should use for all 3. What's good conditions to do it in, how to fish some of the baits, and that's it.